I feel like I've sort of been dabbling in this over the last couple of days, the last week or so. I need to make a video just about this one thing, and that is how I feel there are two main versions of physically what makes a man attractive. Involving his hair. I'm an English major, I've got a college degree. I make money off of my writing skills, and I got that wrong. With that being said, I think there's ultimately two camps. And I've talked about how polarized America is in politics. If you're a Republican, you think all Democrats are evil idiots, and if you're a Republican, you think all Republicans are evil idiots. That's how the world is becoming so polarized. So let's do that today. I'm proposing to you that there are ultimately two camps of what makes a man attractive. And I think one is becoming outdated, and I think one is becoming the relevant one. Do you remember last week when I made a video in my sister's backyard facing that mountain in Alabama, when I talked about how I think modern society's perception of what's becoming more attractive for men is actually the beard and the shaved or buzzed head? I think that's actually becoming what's seen as more attractive now. It's definitely cooler, it's definitely edgier, and it definitely requires more confidence. And I think that's really kind of the crux of what this video topic is about. If we were to say, okay, and I'm theorizing with you, and I'd especially love to know what Robert has to say on this, and of course Maxwell Smart, because they're good as far as like helping me get the well-rounded picture. I try to be as middle ground as I possibly can, but anyone's opinion, of course. But here's what I'm saying. I theorize old school was, you want to be good looking, ultimately you gotta have a full head of hair, perfect smile, get in a suit. Yeah, I'm a professional now. That to me is more of the old school good looking man. And I should totally think of someone else other than Ryan Seacrest, but I'm just gonna keep saying Ryan Seacrest because he's always wearing a suit, he's got perfect hair, he's got the perfect teeth. He's just a kind of, in theory, a perfect looking man, all right? In theory, and he's easily identifiable, so I'm just gonna use him as an example, Ryan Seacrest. And he's 5'8.5", I'm 5'9". People say he's this short little guy. Well, I mean, I don't think that I'm that short. Anyway, that's more of a classic understanding of what being physically handsome is as a man. And I keep saying physically handsome because you know me. What matters more is all the other things you have to offer. That you're funny, that you're skilled, that you're kind, that you're helpful, all those other things, that you're confident. Those are the things that matter. But if we are going to specifically put those on the shelf for a moment and just talk about physically being attractive as a man, as far as being handsome, I'm gonna submit to you that there's classically handsome, which is more of that concept. Full head of hair, clean shaven, wear a suit. That to me, when I think of the 1950s and 60s especially, that's what handsome men look like, okay? But fast forward 50 years later, modern day, maybe closer to 60 years even, modern day, I just don't think that that's what most people see as attractive. I think our younger generations, because look at me, born in 1981, I'm the oldest member of Generation Y, the millennials, depending on which definition of the millennials you look at. Arguably, I'm the oldest of the millennial generation. I'm 36 and a half. My generation's in a few years is going to be 40. And what's going to happen? We're going to start representing the whole, and not only in politics and culture and all this, but our belief system, our mindset is going to, overall in America, is going to be more reflective of what people believe here in America especially. And maybe parts of the other world, because I understand a lot of the rest of the world takes a hint from America as far as what is cool and what is relevant and what is the norm, right? So with that being said, what I theorize is that old school concept of what a handsome man is fading away with the older generations. And what's happening is, with the new generations, like mine for example, what's fading in is that shaved head, buzzed head, beard. That is the new classic handsome look. Because we all know, and no one can deny, that being attractive as a male, specifically a male, has everything to do with your confidence. Last night I was doing a little homework for my hair videos, and I was watching this one clip on the way women perceive hair loss. And it was one of those shows like with women, like not The View, but there's another one. And they had a thing about, because it was Adam Levine, was he at Norwood too? The lead singer of Maroon 5. And it was an old video from like 2 years ago when he shaved his head. And they were deciding, does he look better or worse with that? And then it became a broad general conversation about men. Do they look better with shaved heads? And they were admitting, most of the time yes, but head shape does have something to do with it. But they all agreed, shaved head with the beard, they all agreed on this panel that was the most attractive thing that a man could look like. And most of these women were age 40 or younger, if I recall correctly. But the thing they kept saying in that video was, it takes so much confidence for a man just to shave it all off. And then right after that, I watched another video. It had 3 men who were like Norwood 4, Norwood 5 territory, and finally just shaved it off down to the skin. And that was another thing that came out. The guy, 2 of the guys specifically said, it takes a lot of confidence to do this. And hey, you know what? I've got it. One guy said what I always say, I'm not defined by my hair. I don't need my hair to be who I am. And then they just kept talking about how much confidence. So I think that's the thing. Psychologically, what we have to look at is, we men are judged on our confidence level, even more so than our physical attractiveness. However, if we are so confident we can shave all shave all of our hair off, and then add to it the masculinity of facial hair, because that's obviously a very masculine thing. Those concepts build into our physical attractiveness. And I think what's going to happen, and mark my word, the older mainstream America gets, the more that this is what's going to be seen as attractive. And what's the takeaway for you, for me, for all of us? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That we are not required to look like Ryan Seacrest anymore. That we can look like any guy, that it's the norm now. Buzzed head, buzzed hairline, whether it's a number 2 guard or whether it's to the skin, whatever it is. The main thing is we're saying I don't need hair to hide behind, to frame me anymore. If I'm going to have something framed, it's going to be my jaw, which is another masculine feature, a jaw. So if we have facial hair, which is very masculine, it frames that even more. This is a good thing. As our population grows older, the norm is an attractive male, shaved head or buzzed, and a beard. That is such good news for all of us, isn't it?